this is Herrick bringing you another episode of Action Figure This Out. Today, we're going to be taking a look at the Hasbro Marvel Legends Renew Your Vows Spider-Man and Spinnerette 2-pack. Now, I got these guys off BigBadToyStore.com along with a handful of other figures that I will also be reviewing. I've been buying off Big Bad Toy Store for over the past few years and they've always been really great to work with. They have excellent customer support that will help you out with any broken figures or support if needed. So I suggest checking them out and taking a look at what they have. Now, before we get started, let's just take a quick look at the packaging here. On the front, you're going to see a picture of the figures that come in this. It says Marvel Legends at the top, The Amazing Spider-Man, Renew Your Vows at the bottom. On the side, you're going to see a picture of the action figures. You have Spider-Man and Spinnerette. On the back, you're going to see the two figures along with all the accessories they come with. They come with 2 extra pairs of hands and an extra head each. On the side here, you're going to see a picture of them from the comics, so the source material. And at the top, it says Spider-Man 60 Amazing Years, and for anybody who needs it, here's the barcode at the bottom of the box. So perfect! Let's action figure this out and take a look at these figures out of the packaging. So there's no description for the figures, so we're just going to jump right in and take a look at the height of these two. So in inches, Spinnerette stands at roughly around 6 inches, which roughly equates to around 15 and a half centimeters. Spider-Man, on the other hand, stands at around 6.5 inches, which equates to around 16.5 centimeters. So, the Renew Your Vows storyline is an alternate Earth where Spider-Man and Mary Jane got married and had a daughter. And Mary Jane gets the powers of Spider-Man and becomes Spinnerette. So, let's take a look at the accessories for these figures. Spinnerette comes with 2 extra pairs of hands and an extra Mary Jane head. She has some fists, so you have one that's on her right now. And then a separate fist. As well as a web shooting hand, a pair of web shooter hands, and she comes with a pair of wall crawling hands. So Spinnerette's a pretty good figure. She's on the new Shriek body that we got not too long ago, and she has some pretty good articulation with pinless joints. So that's something else. As you can see. Pinless joints, which is absolutely amazing. Now, I don't know too much about the character, and all I know is that Mary Jane somehow got the powers of Spider-Man, so she's a female version of Spider-Man. The paintwork for this figure is amazing. Really well done paint applications. The webbing is super clean. As you can see, throughout the figure, it's amazing. And on the back as well. That spider logo is really well done. Overall, this is a great figure. Definitely wouldn't have picked it up if it was a solo release, but I'm glad to have it nonetheless. Her head looks great. Her hair is well done, and same with the mask. As you can see, the sculpting is extremely well detailed. And that bun in her hair looks really decent. Really decent. The mask, again, is really well done. The paintwork on it is really clean. Her alternate head is also really great and also really well done. As you can see, the hair, like the other head, is really well sculpted. As well, the paintwork on her eyes is amazing. It's really great. So Spider-Man comes with some fists, some wall crawling hands. So he has some wall crawling hands right here. He has some fists, so he has one that's on him, and one came in the package. So together, you got a pair of fists, and he has a pair of web shooter hands. He also comes with an extra unmasked Peter Parker head. As you can see, it's really nice. So right away, I'm just going to say that these figures are great. I've been wanting to get this version of Spider-Man for a while. The articulation is immaculate. You can get him in so many different poses. And this is the same body that we got for the Daredevil Man Without Fear 3-pack. This and the Daredevil figures are both figures that needs elite articulation. The head sculpt for the Peter Parker head is also really great. Let's take another look at that. Now, I believe this is the same head that we got in the Kraven 2-pack, but it's still really great. I really like the hair on this head sculpt. It's really well done. And the paintwork on his eyes are really great as well. Now, his webbing on his body is it's amazing. The cobweb we have on the Spidey is really great. Really, really super clean. As you can see. The eyes are perfect. Actually, as you can see here, his right eye is a little closer to the middle than his left. And I have a little bit of imperfection right here on the eye. It's not painted black where it should be. So that's a bummer. You'd think that, you know, they'd have a little more consistency when it comes down to doing Spider-Man heads. So that's definitely a big bummer. Aside from that, the paintwork is decent. You have some paint missing on his arm here. It's a little blurry. But the paint on his feet are nice. And the spider logo on his back is pretty clean. As you can see, the spider legs on the back make it so that when you bend his butterfly joints out, they continue. But it kind of stops over here, as you can see on the left side. It's kind of get a little break in the red. But not on his right side, so it's I don't know. I'm a little disappointed with the paint apps, Hasbro. They could do a little better. I mean, if you look at it, the right side is perfect. The right side is perfect. It doesn't break when you have it out. But the left side, look, you get a little break in the red. So that's a bummer. That combined with the mismatched paint on his head sculpt kind of bring this down a star from in my books. Now, I know some people don't really like how big the logo on his chest is, but I don't mind it. Compared to the retro Spider-Man, yes, it is quite big, but it works for this figure. The spider we have on his back is okay, like I said before. There's a break in it. The spider legs do go onto his butterfly joints so that when you articulate it, it maintains the look. But this one seems to have a little mismatched paint over here. So, the fact that we have pinless joints makes this figure a must-have, though. Finally, we have a Spider-Man without pins, and it's amazing. No pun intended. No pins in his elbows, no pins in his knees. So this figure is definitely a must pick up for any Spider-Man fan. The paintwork combined with the elite articulation makes this a 5-star in my books. 4.5 star, including the mismatched paint that I pointed out earlier. So overall, this figure is really great, and I'm glad that I have a chance to pick it up. Alright, so now that we've taken a look at the figures and their accessories, let's take a look at the articulation. So first we're going to start off with Spinnerette here. So as you can see, in her neck and head, she has a disc hinge and a ball joint in her head, giving you the ability to look all the way up. She can look all the way down and have her chin touch her chest. She can look side to side, no problem. And she has a pretty decent amount of tilt. For her shoulders, she has a hinge which gives you over 90 degrees. She can go forward this much, back, and all around. She has a bicep cut which gives you full 360 degree motion rotation wise. A double jointed pinless elbow which, utilizing both joints, gives her the ability to touch her own shoulder. So that's some amazing range. Some amazing range. She has a hinge in her wrist, which gives you the ability to hinge in and out and rotate. For her diaphragm cut, she has a single ball peg, which gives you the ability to rotate around like this. She can lean forward this much, lean back this much, so a little more than she can forward. She can lean side to side, and she can rotate 360 degrees. Since she doesn't have a waist cut, you're going to need all the rotation you can get out of the diaphragm. So, when you look at her hips, she has ball joints in her hips, which give you full splits. She can kick out this much. She can kick back this much. And she has an upper thigh cut, which gives you full 360 degree motion, turning side to side. She has a double jointed pinless knee, which gives her the ability to almost kick her own ass. She has a hinge in her ankle, which gives you the ability to go back this much. She can go forward this much, and she has a forward-facing pin for a rocker. So now that we've taken a look at Spinnerette, let's take a look at Spider-Man, Peter Parker. Alright. So when you take a look at him, he has a dumbbell joint in his neck and head. Gives you the ability to look up this much. He can look down this much, have his chin touch his chest. He can look side to side, no problem. And he has a pretty decent amount of tilt. Now if you look at the back of his neck, there's a little cutout which gives you that just a little bit extra range. So that's pretty good. It's going to help with looking up. So for his shoulder, he has a true butterfly joint, which can go in this much, he can go out this much. He has a hinge in his shoulder, which gives you 90 degrees. He can go forward, no problem, back, no problem, all around. He has a bicep cut, which gives you full 360 degree motion, turning side to side like this. A double jointed pinless elbow, which gives you the ability to go a little over 90 degrees. He has a hinge in his wrist, which gives you the ability to hinge in and out like this, and then swivel 360 degree motion, side to side. He has a diaphragm cut with a double ball peg, which gives you the ability to rotate around like this. He can lean forward this much. He can lean back this much. Lean side to side. And rotate 360 degrees. So, just like Spinnerette, he doesn't have a waist cut. He has a lower ab crunch. So, you're going to need all the rotation you can get out of this diaphragm joint to pose him. He has a lower ab crunch, which combined with that diaphragm cut can get him to bend all the way down like this. With that ab crunch as well, and that diaphragm cut, he can lean all the way back like this. So, for his hips, you're going to notice he has ball joints in his hips, giving you the ability to do the splits. He can kick forward this much. He can kick back this much. And he has an upper thigh cut, which gives you full 360 degree rotation. Okay, he has a double jointed pinless knee, which gives you the ability to kick he can almost kick his ass. He has a boot cut, which gives you full 360-degree rotation. And he has a hinge in his ankle, which he can hinge all the way back this much. He can hinge forward this much. And he has a forward-facing pin for a rocker. As well, he has toe articulation. So this is the first Spidey we ever get with toe articulation, so this is really great. It's one of the things that makes this figure elite. So now that we've taken a look at the articulation for these two figures, let's take a look and see how they compare with other figures. Alright, here we have them standing next to the Amazing Fantasy Spider-Man and the cel-shaded Retro Spider-Man. Alright, next we have them standing next to the Pizza Spider-Man and the Retro Vintage Carded Spider-Man. Okay, here we have them standing next to the Cyborg Spider-Man and the Ben Reilly Spider-Man. And now we have them standing next to the Iron Spider and the Future Foundation Stealth Spider-Man. And here we have them standing next to the Retro Carded Scorpion and the Retro Carded Shocker. And next we have them standing next to the Retro Carded 90s Animated Iron Man and the Retro Carded War Machine. And here we have them standing next to the Herald of Galactus, Thor, and the Mark 70 Iron Man. And now, standing next to the Invincible Iron Man and Ironheart. And here we have them standing next to the Mafex The Dark Knight version 3 and the Marvel Legends Moon Knight. Next we have them standing next to the Retro Carded Daredevil and Elektra from the Man Without Fear 3-pack. And now we have them standing next to the Daredevil from the Daredevil Man Without Fear 3-pack and Bullseye from that same pack. Okay, here we have them standing next to the Retro Carded Symbiote Spider-Man and the Sensational Spider-Man. So next we have them standing next to the MCU suit from Spider-Man Homecoming and the upgraded suit from Far From Home. And next we have them standing next to the advanced suit from Spider-Man PS4 and the integrated suit from No Way Home. And here we have them standing next to the Spider-Man 2099 suit and the 2099 Armored suit. And now we have them standing next to the Mark III Iron Man suit from the MCU and the Mark V Iron Man suit. Now we have them standing next to the Mark VI Iron Man suit from the MCU and the Mark VII Iron Man suit. So I think that's going to be about it for today. Thanks for joining me on another episode of Action Figure This Out, where we took a look at the Hasbro Marvel Legends Renew Your Vows Spider-Man and Spinnerette 2-pack. Feel free to like, share, and subscribe if you'd like to see more reviews of your favorite action figures. As well, don't hesitate to leave a comment. We'd love to hear from you. Again, this is Herrick with Action Figure This Out, signing off.